Hi mate, Dom.
Jason.
Nice to meet you, Jason.
As well, mate.
What's the worst thing someone has shouted at you while working?
Whatever you can think of is what we've been shouting.
Right.
No, let your imagination go wild, because people come up with some really good ones.
Really?
They see you, they'll abuse you, call you to so-and-so, drive off, without even stopping most of the time. It has them driving past.
Really?
So you can't even say like, well, if you come and speak to me,
don't give it a chance.
I can explain to you what's going on and everything,
what the
but
job is,
straight away.
Crazy.
Yeah, what about yourself?
Well, again, similar. Yeah, you could probably let your imagination run wild, but you know, as you get older in football, I try not to pick out individuals. You know, if I can hear that bloke on row 4, you know, shouting this and that, then I'm probably not focusing on my game.
Yeah.
I can hear noise. Noise is always going on, and chatter, and groups of lads and groups of people. I can hear, and I can hear. Obviously, when the sounds go up and down, it's great, but I try not to pick on individuals, because if I'm trying to listen to that bloke over there, my game's off. Yeah, so basically for me, I try not to pick out the individuals, because if I'm doing that, then I'm going to play bad.
That's right. See, we have no choice but to listen to individuals.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it can be a case of for half an hour straight, you're getting people one after another, after another. You've got to explain the same thing over and over again, and they're still not happy because you're still making their day a little bit longer, even if it's like a 2-minute round diversion sort of thing, just because they're used to using that road. They don't like it.
I've actually been assaulted on one of the jobs.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
I got punched in the face.
Oh wow. You shouldn't have to protect yourself at your workplace, you know. It's got to that, and it's just about spreading awareness and making sure that people know what different jobs are like and the pressures of it, because like you say, you know, it could ruin someone's day. So how often do you receive abuse on the job?
A lot, an awful lot. I won't say every day, because it depends what sort of jobs you're on, but if you're on sort of road closures and stuff like that, I'd say more or less every day.
Yeah.
To the point where now we've had to introduce cameras, body cams.
Right.
So that's mandatory now for us to wear them.
Yeah.
2 reasons: 1, to protect ourselves, and 2, to protect the public as well. And yourself?
Yeah, receive abuse. It's not too bad. Obviously, everyone's different. Obviously, the bigger profile you are in the game, you're probably going to be open to a little bit more abuse. Like with the modern era of social media, I think it's quite easy to hide behind a screen. And then obviously once someone's hiding behind a little photo online, you know, it's easy to say what you want and don't really care about other people's feelings, but you know, you wouldn't really say it in person. Right, so do you remember the first time you experienced abuse on the job, and how did it make you feel?
I've been doing the job that long, Dom, that I don't remember it, because I don't really make it relevant, because you can't take that sort of stuff home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much that's my answer, pal.
Right.
Like, it's not healthy to store that sort of stuff in your head, so tend not to.
You know, you have to talk, don't you? You have to get it out. And bottle it in is no good for anyone.
No.
You know, like
It's just going to affect you mentally.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just a sigh of relief, isn't it, when you start speaking to someone?
Especially in our job, because if you bottle it up, you don't talk to anybody about it.
Yeah.
So you've got to be professional at work. When you're driving home, you're thinking about it. You're driving down the road. You're now making everybody else's life unsafe and your life unsafe, because you're not concentrating driving when you're on the way home.
Yeah.
Because you're concentrating on what you've gone through at work.
Yeah.
So if you don't do that, you're putting everybody's life at risk on the way home as well, including your own.
What has been your lowest moment because of the pressures of your job?
Felt like quitting on the spot, because there was a situation that I had on a road closure, and it was just at that moment I felt like just quitting and just giving up, because that's the worst. In the years I've been doing this job, that's the worst and the lowest I've ever felt, and I just thought, I can't do this no more. But then you have to pick yourself up, go home, see your family, have a bath, shower, have something to eat, and then do it again the day after.
For me, it's more probably like if I miss a chance on a Saturday, or a big chance or a big moment, then again going back to the abuse, like I know I'm going to get abused for missing, I'm going to get put on rubbish, and I won't say it on camera, but the things that obviously people will say to you. So yeah, definitely going home and thinking about it, thinking that you've let yourself down, like you've let your teammates down, the manager, obviously your family, you feel like you've let them down as well, because obviously you want to do well, and for me, I want to do well and score goals in front of people and make people happy.
How do you handle abuse in the moment?
It's tough, you know. I think it takes some training really, but Just trying to keep a cool head, really. If it was to happen in person, you know, just don't sort of rise to it. You know, with being a footballer, you are in the public eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just trying to keep a cool head. What about yourself?
We don't have the pleasure of being prepared for it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because everything's different. Like you probably get a set of things that people might say, whereas every day, with some of the stuff that people come out with and stuff, it's hard to be prepared for it. But we just have to deal with it.
Has it impacted your mental health?
Yeah, when I was younger, it would affect me more. You know, like I was saying previously, in social media, I'd go looking for the comments.
Yeah.
Stupidly, really. I'd obviously want to go look for the good comments. Don't get me
Of
wrong.
course, yeah.
But if I'm going to go looking and I see 9 really good comments and 1 bad comment, that would stick with me.
Yeah.
But now I've just taken out looking, because if you're going to read everything, you've got to take the good with the bad, I think.
1,000,000%.
So I'm just sort of just not even going for it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know any of it, you know. It's one of them that, because I remember how I felt when I'd read that one comment, that I'd just completely separate myself from it. So yeah, that's more so when I was a bit younger in my career. It would affect me, but now I've sort of it still might now, but I don't give it the chance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, that's how I approach it. What about yourself?
Again, whatever happens at work, I leave there.
Yeah.
I think that's a wise thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
You've got to be
speaking.
strong to do that now.
Yeah, but I'm
haven't you?
speaking like just for myself.
Yeah.
Like I can't speak for the million other people that do that job. But if I could give them any advice, it would be whatever happens at work, just leave it there.
Yeah.
If you could, or talk to whoever you feel comfortable doing so. Just get it off your chest if you need to. Like, we've all got like a little outlet in life you've got to have in it. Like for me, if I had a crap day at work, I'd probably go to the gym and have a chat, express how I feel with a few of the lads, laugh it off, on to the next day. That's pretty much it.
What about advice for people
Yeah.
who are struggling to leave it at work? What about that? You know, that's almost another way you can look at it. You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
a lot of people don't have the luxury to do that.
Do you think people talk enough about mental health and the impact in your industry?
Blackburn Rovers in particular, you know, we've set up a mental health wellbeing hub, and we were actually the first club in the country to set up a designated area for mental health chats, and it's getting better, like I said, but there's always stuff to improve on, and constantly encouraging people to talk, because like a problem shared is a problem halved, isn't it? You know, like they say, it's one of them that, you know, you've got to rely on your bubble and your family and your close friends and stuff, where everyone's looks different, obviously, but you know, it's massively encouragement to get it out. But yeah, what do you think?
Well, I don't think, my personal opinion, we've us been men, because it's mainly men in the industry. So it's like being on the road, you have to be a tough guy. So I don't think we talk about it as much, even when you're at home. To talking like in your bubble. We don't talk to people at work because we've got the fear of being called weak.
Yeah,
and
soft.
you don't want to show weak and soft. Yeah. So we tend not to. I tend not to talk
actually,
about
I think it's the opposite, isn't it? I think you're brave coming out and speaking, because, like I say, you've got to rely. You want to keep your bubble close and have them family and friends to call upon if and when you do need to have these conversations. And I think that's the opposite. I think it's brave, you know. It's softer to keep it in, I think. So I think it's getting a little bit better now, though.
It is a little bit, because there is things in place, like our company does, Multevo does. That if you haven't got any mental health issues, you've got phone numbers to phone, you've got people to talk to. You have got the options there, and some people do take that option, like if they've been through things at home, so they will phone up and they will talk about it. It's easier to talk to a stranger than it is to talk to your mates.
It's the accessibility, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, you're talking about the phone numbers you've got, and obviously we've got the mental health wellbeing hub as well, so it's getting better, but there's a long way to go.
What do people misunderstand about your job?
I think basically they misunderstand the fact that we're there to help, and they don't understand that we've probably spent an hour extra setting up an easier site for them to have less of a delay, and then they come and they start giving you abuse, and you think, I've just gone out my way to make that easier for you. and they don't understand that we go above and beyond sometimes to make it a lot easier for them.
I think, yeah, obviously it's totally different to your line of work, but I think in our job it's probably people, I think as we spoke earlier, like people don't understand that we are just people, and like as footballers, I think that human side of things is forgotten about. We're just seen as a football player, and that's it. And yeah, then when we don't perform or things like that, then we get a lot of abuse.
My line of work basically keeps people safe on the road, and everything that we're in there to make it safe for the workers to work inside, so they're safe and they can get home to the family safe. So I'm in like the first line of defence to anybody coming up to us. We speak to all the public.
I know that when people pull up to these closures and see these people that are working on the road, they see them more as like an obstruction than someone who's trying to make a living, essentially. So just try to see us as a human instead of an object. It'd probably make the world a better place, wouldn't it? The same with you. Like they see, you're just a footballer, but you're not. You've got a conscience, you've got emotions, stuff like that. So it'd be nice just to be acknowledged as a person. What would you say to someone who shouts abuse at workers?
I would just totally ignore it, to be honest. I think that's the way that we're kind of advised to deal with the situations. Obviously, again, if it's on a match day and we've seen things in the past, sort of like with racial abuse and stuff, we obviously would go and tell the referee, and he would obviously deal with that situation.
Personally, what I would say to this question here is, like, just try to see us as a human, because that could be your son, your grandson, your relative that you're giving that abuse to.
Right, what advice would you give to someone struggling with the pressures of their jobs?
Talk.
Yep.
That's one of the main advices you can give anybody. Talk, don't hold it in. The more you hold it in, the more it eats you up.
Exactly.
And don't let what people call you affect your life, because you'll see them once in your lifetime. Tell them nothing to you. If you keep it all in and you let everything get to you, you won't last long. You'll have a breakdown.
Exactly.
It might put you off not just working in this industry, but working in any industry, because it could affect just too much where you think, oh well, I ain't going out. I'm not going out the house because I don't want to.
To be honest, no, it blurs, doesn't it?
Why make it relevant? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. If you're going to let it ruminate in your mind, then you know something's not right. You know, it happens that often. Completely agree. Yeah, it's just one of them that I don't really remember specifics. It's one of them that you chuck to the back of your mind and then you've forgotten about it because you've got to get on with your job, haven't you?
100%. Focus on the end goal. You know, you might have a bad few days, but you're going to get paid at the end of it for your family, for whatever you enjoy doing. So stick at it, because things can only get better, right?
Yeah, true.
So
good point. Think about your why.
There's got to be a reason that you're there. You're showing up, so do the best you can.
Like you say, it's just a moment that you have to go home, have your dinner, go to bed, forget about it, think of the good things in life, like your family, and I've got a little daughter and my wife and things like that, things I'm grateful for, and next time I'm training again, work hard to try and put it right. That's all I can do, really.
No one's 100% perfect. So things are going to happen, same as in your job. Like you says, you miss chances. You'll always get the next chance to try and put it right.
Exactly. Yeah, an important thing at the minute, and obviously it's spoke about a lot these days, obviously the mental health side of things. So probably don't suppress things in. Make sure that you speak to people, make sure you speak to your family, speak to your co-workers.
Having spoken, what's your view on the abuse we get as footballers?
Well, I go to the match every week. I'm a Wolves fan, and I personally can give abuse to the opposing players. But having sitting down and spoken to you, it's like I think I'll probably behave a bit better in the stand. Obviously, you are human beings, like we are at work, and looking at what we go through and expecting people to respect us. I think that we all can do a bit better in life and respect everybody, not just footballers and road workers. I think every industry. It's like, so if somebody's driving home and they've got to get to a dental appointment, their daughter's ill or something like that, they're just thinking about themselves. If I'm sitting watching my team against an opposite team, I'm just thinking about my team. I think we need to all be a bit more open-minded and make the world and our community a better place.
Exactly, yeah, I completely agree. It's the open-mindedness, it's putting yourself in someone else's shoes as well.
Most definitely.
Exactly, and you know, it's opened my eyes definitely about the abuse you get at your job as well. It's crazy that, you know, I wouldn't know that you had the body cams as well now.
I'll definitely think of you guys, and I think you're just trying to help everyone and help the country, help the roads, and do your best for everyone.
So it was obviously a pretty open-minded chat about the struggles and stuff. So what sort of stuff have you taken away from my line of work about the stuff you didn't really know about?
The impact of social media. Didn't realise it was so big. Like, with me not being a football fan, I didn't really know that the presence of social media could impact you guys so much.
I didn't really know the abuse you get. I wouldn't really even think about it personally, but I'm one person on the road. You know, there's people who, you know, need to get from A to B to their work, for example, but you've ruined their day apparently, you know, because you've added a few minutes to their journey. It's crazy the abuse you get from just that, you know, and you're doing your job.
Dom,
Tommy,
it's been a pleasure.
Nice to meet you, mate.
I'll just leave you with one little message. Behind the uniform, we are just people.